Welcome to Bro Science. Martin, you want to introduce us today?
No, Santi.
Oh, yeah,
Why
Santi.
should I?
Because you don't. I mean, you said the word, but I don't know what the complete topic is. Like you just said, like
Oh,
the
you want me to introduce
word.
the topic as well? Hello everyone. Welcome to the 20-something episode or 5th. What's the episode?
I don't think we're 20 yet. I'll check.
No, we're not 20. Anyways, welcome to this new episode. It's the three of us back at it again. I feel like we haven't seen each other in a while. Well, we did see each other last week, didn't we?
No,
No,
you're
I
right.
only met with
2 weeks
Xavi.
ago where we talked with Dali.
Yeah.
That's when I was here last. And that conversation actually came up with a bunch of people in the past 2 weeks, like people wondering what to do with their graphic design for their startup or something. I would go like, hey, I do this podcast, and they were like,
Oh, really?
and then they didn't watch it. But yeah, we did. Like I talked to them about our Shrek experiment and the scooter guys, and I showed them. Anyways, today's episode podcast is nothing of the like. We're going to talk about superstitions and superstitious people, and if they are in the wrong or if they are in the right, or how it affects their lives and others around them. Also, we could branch out into ghosts and paranormal situations, if you would like, but I think they all are around we could also go to astrology, things that people
why don't we just talk about it?
Don't have scientific. Those are the things I had in mind. Like I wanted to talk about things that aren't scientifically proven, but people still do believe in them. Religion is also in that basket. Okay, let's go back to superstitions. Anyways, what superstitions do you guys know about or have heard about?
Plenty, man.
Common.
Like going under stairs, seeing a black cat. Like those are the classical ones.
That's funny. You can get really interesting here because for some they're superstitions, but for some it's like belief. So I could say that the evil eye is superstition, and then someone would be like, it's real. Like it's, so
The evil what?
The evil eye.
I have no idea
what is that?
It's I'm pretty sure I'm not sure. I think it's of Greek origin, or maybe it's just very popular in Greece. However, it's essentially a blue kind of shaped object that looks like an eye. Oh, that's like the symbol.
No, I've seen this. Yeah.
I'll share my screen quickly.
What's it called again? Evil eye? Yeah,
so this is the evil eye. Well, apparently it's strong in Latin America. So
yeah,
I don't know what you guys are doing.
I've seen it.
Yeah, so that's the evil eye. And essentially, like the evil eye, it's interesting. Like, or the Hamza, it actually it wards off spirits and evil spirits. That's the idea, or like it soaks up the energies, kind of thing. But someone can also cast an evil eye on you, from what I know. So there's a story about my mum, actually. It's an interesting one. When she was getting ready...
Let me just say, immediately, I'm doubtful. Sorry, you said to your mom, and just to let you know what my posture is like. Immediately, as you say, there's a story with my mom, I'm already doubtful.
Okay. I'll finish the story first.
Yeah, sorry.
No, it's good. It's good. So essentially what happened is my mum was getting ready. She was getting ready for a wedding. And all of a sudden, she just falls sick on the morning of the wedding, right? And she's the bridesmaid. And then she's like fainting in the shower. And then her mum comes in, and the mum's like, oh my God, what's wrong? And then all the, Lebanese people, they're women or whatever. And then one of them's like, oh, like you've got the evil eye on you. this is what's wrong. Like someone's cast the evil eye on you, and they're like, oh, we don't know what's going on. Like she's extremely sick, extremely ill within a day, and then someone gets their evil eye, and then like prays this thing and soaks the energy, and within 10 minutes she's okay. And then she does the ceremony. But she was extremely sick for that time. So it's interesting. Like, is that like how strong is placebo? And looking at my mum, like, she's not someone to just fake a sickness. So
Right.
we'll get nervous, so it's very interesting.
Are you immediately associating it to placebo from your perspective?
Well, you'd think it's placebo. Like I'm trying to come up with the rational explanation that would counter, but the rational explanation doesn't make sense either. I mean, the other rational explanation is my mum has sensationalized the story, but don't tell her I said that.
But that's a huge thing, like centralized.
Yeah.
Like I think that leads to a lot of myths on, like, you hear about how stories pass from generation to generation and people start sensationalizing. Is that how you say it?
Sensationalizing.
Sensationalizing the stories. But yeah, in this case, it's your mom, and it's been her that has told the story all along. So it wouldn't make a lot of sense for her to like start changing the story up. That's a good example. Examples that come from like close to us are obviously the most like revealing.
And I got another example of something spiritual that happened in our lives, or like whatever. When my sister was 9 and I was 7, we were in Bali. And my sister, being young, she would lean on the motorbikes, right? Now, one motorbike had just been on. And so the exhaust was still really hot. Like someone literally just got off it. And my sister went straight over to it and leant on it. And she completely burnt her hand, right? So we went to chemists and we put cream on it. It wasn't working. She was just crying and crying and crying. And then some old man sees Bianca crying. And he's like, oh no, I think what happened was the chemist was like, this isn't working. I need you to meet someone. And the chemist and the reason meet this old man. And then he's like, oh yeah, come here. And then what he does is he puts my sister's hand in his hands, and he just starts like, and he just closes his eyes. And then you can see him like starting to cry. And then after about, I don't know, 30 seconds or something, he just lets go. And my sister's hand is fully fine. Like no issues, nothing. And he's just there crying. And then my mum is like, thank you. What can we do? He's like, nothing. I don't want anything. And just walks away. Like, what is that? Like,
I think that's something. I think that's something a little bit different than superstitions. It's also super interesting.
It is, but it's not. It's like because we're all like so like we don't have any like either faith or superstition or whatever it is. But that happened.
What is the definition of superstition? That's a good start. Superstition meaning. Yeah, so superstition, a widely held but irrational belief in such supernatural influences, especially leading to good or bad luck, or a practice based on such a belief. So yeah, superstition is not 100% correct in this case because superstition are more beliefs that like get you good or bad luck.
I don't know, but like you can, how long's this is a very interesting definition because if you're very rational, and that's why I thought the story was superstition for you guys, is because you would believe that like miracles and all that is irrational belief in supernatural influence.
Yeah, but the fact that it's an irrational belief doesn't mean that it's a superstition. In order for it to be a superstition, you have to think that because of something you're gonna get either good or bad luck. Otherwise, it could just be religion, a
Okay.
belief, or something else. And I think this is still a super interesting topic, but I don't think that's a superstition. A
Yeah,
superstition
you're right.
is if I
Yeah.
hand you like the salt in your hands, you think that's bad luck. Or if you see a black cat, you think that's bad luck.
Like
Or if you
when
find
you don't
like a
when you don't
four leaves,
cheers, when you don't cheers, you don't look someone in the eye, you don't put the cup on the
yeah,
freaking.
all of
That's
those,
rubbish, man. So you know what
all
I
of
do
those.
sometimes? I do all of them. Like there's one from Germany, one from Spain, one from Italy. I cheers, I say prost, I hit the thing, I bump an elbow, like you do them all. And you're there for like half an hour, mate. Freaking before you get a sip of your drink. Funny how.
So
Well,
what do you think? What do you think, Santi? Do you think they're real?
well, no, I don't think they're real. I think, well, I'm more of a rational person myself. Um, so I think that there's an explanation for everything, in a sense. Everything that's real to us
Yeah,
um, must have an explanation, and if we don't know it, then we just don't know it yet. I don't think it. I don't think there's necessarily a problem with people associating supernatural things to events. I don't blame those people. I think we want to be in control of our lives, so we tend to have different beliefs for other than reality. But I don't think they're doing much harm by thinking that. So I don't really stress about it. But still, my own perception is that those things don't exist, and I think one of the
Mm.
things someone that believes in superstitions might say to me is, well, then, because I've heard this before and I still think it sounds a bit like it just doesn't hold itself as an argument.
I do
Some
think
people
they're
might tell
real.
me, wait, hold on.
Oh.
So then debate this. Like someone might tell me like, well, you don't believe in them
Mm.
because you don't believe in them, then they don't happen to you. That's what I've been told before.
I
Like
agree with
you,
that.
you're less
Yeah,
like
I think. Yeah. Anyways, go. Sorry, sorry.
you're less sense like you have less sensitivity towards those supernatural events because you
I
don't believe
disagree
in them.
with that.
Wait, what do you believe in with?
So I do think superstitions are 100% real in the fact that in the sense that if you really think that because of seeing a black cat something bad is gonna happen to you, something bad is gonna happen to you, not because of the black cat, but for many reasons. So the first one is because of we are selective. We can only put attention to so many things. So we do as human have this selective attention. So we only put attention to like a couple of things. We're not able to put attention to everything, and we also have selective memory. So I think people that actually believe in superstitions and like truly believes them, they have in their mind, oh, I saw a black cat, something bad is gonna happen to me, and 1,000 good things can happen to them, but it's only the matter of one bad thing happening to them for them to say, oh, it's because I saw a black cat.
Mm. I
But
agree.
then,
Did you follow my
but
point?
yeah, of
Mm.
course. But you're just confirming that a black cat
Wait,
does not, in fact, bring bad luck. It's that just like the astrology signs, the zodiac signs, they're made in a
Mm.
way so that they're very general, and eventually those things will happen to you, and you will attribute them. So it's not.
yeah, but
I don't think that's what I
Astrology,
don't
bro.
believe in.
that's
I
half
agree
of
with you
my
on that point.
argument. That's half of my argument. That's one part.
Yeah.
But the other part is that is placebo effect. So we all know it, and that's like 100% like researched. People do like respond to placebos. If I give you a pill when you have a headache, and I tell you is like I don't know what the name in English is for the headaches pill, but you get it, even if it's not, even if it's just a candy, you're going to feel better. Um, people don't really understand how like powerful their minds are,
Mm.
and how much they can like control their like their body, their environment, their everything. There was a study. I don't know if you've heard about this. They I don't know why, but they selected only women, and they like painted like a little scar in their face, and they told them they were going to do a little experiment. They were going to do like a work interview, and the woman needed to say if they felt like judged based on the scar. But just like 1 minute before the interview, they say, "Oh, I'm gonna touch it a little bit," but instead of like retouching it, they just erased the scar completely. And the woman would go in the interview, would come back, and would say like all sort of things about them being like judgy about their scar, even like doing some like direct comments about it, even though they didn't have the scar at all. I think that happens a lot with superstitions as well. It's like you're constantly putting yourself in like these situations. It's just like attraction law. You like, it's like you think about it so much that it ends up becoming true. I really think that happens, and I think that makes with selective memory and attention create this conception about superstitions.
Yeah, I agree.
I agree as well. I have no doubt that placebo exists. I just, yeah, I believe that people can, in fact, in our human minds, believe that the black cat did, in fact, cause that I dropped my plate later that day, and associate it to it and actually believe it. Like, I don't put that into question. Like I said, there's people that actually believe in that, and I think that's placebo.
Yeah.
Because if they weren't introduced to the black cats being bad luck in the first place, then they wouldn't have associated it with the black cat. So I do think that in that case, it's also placebo. So
I think there's another concept as well. I don't remember the name. Like you thinking about something so much that it ends up becoming true.
Hyperintention.
Yeah, something like that. I think that, like, yeah, it's like everything on the same.
Yeah.
But yeah, I do think it's true. I do think if you think that because you saw a black cat, something bad is gonna happen to you, I do think you have higher chances than someone that doesn't think that because of seeing a black cat, they're gonna have bad luck.
Right. So wait. So I agree with you. I have no question that those people really do believe what they're believing in, which is what you're saying. I believe in placebo. I believe that people can tend to believe things if they overthink them. So I agree with you. Do you believe with me? Do you agree with me in the fact that they didn't have bad luck because the black cat appeared?
I agree.
Okay,
they had bad luck because they thought they were having bad luck, and that put them like in a mental state that like increased the chances of them having that bad luck. Yeah.
Right. Yeah. So we agree on like these both sides that we don't put into doubt that they actually believe in what they believe in, but we agree on that the consequence of looking at a cat was not bad luck, but instead they just saw a cat, and then they attributed the bad luck to the cat because that's what a superstition is. Do you guys think? What, Chavi? Do you agree with those two?
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, the way that I see it is like there's like kind of two levels of truths. There's like you got your general truth and then your individual truth. So like, and you kind of the general truths are they're just reality, and that's what Santi's kind of saying. He's like,
what is that?
Yeah, I was gonna say. I think that leads to a whole new topic. Like,
no.
What if the real reality is what people actually like people's consciousness? So in fact,
no. So like, beside the whole like argument of reality, beside that, let's say reality is given is what we know.
Let's assume it.
You know, so let's just say that. So general truth is like water's. Oh no, I was gonna say water's wet. Like I don't know, sky's blue, kind of you've got 2 feet, like just normal shit, like there's that, and
water
then
there's
okay,
is that a superstition to you? Wait, what?
No,
do you not believe
you know
that water's wet?
Is water wet? That BS. semantic debate. Yeah.
Let's take the reality debate out of the equation for this topic.
Do people say water's dry?
No, like the idea that water, because itself, so like there's an idea that you can't say water is wet because wet is a verb. It's like too wet, like kind of thing. But the idea is something can be both in a state, like does it wet itself? Is it already wet?
Your shirt could be wet.
Yeah, yeah. Anyways, it's definitely wet. I don't agree with anyone that says otherwise, but I don't care. Anyway, so there's there's that, right? And then there's the individual truth. So you can make up your own truths according to what you want. Like if we look at the definition of superstition, it says leading to good or bad luck. What is good or bad luck? Like again,
that's another good topic.
Yeah, so you go down the whole like morality route, and like is morality subjective? Is it? The interesting thing about superstition is it's a widely held belief. So if it's widely held, not only does it have to be everyone has to believe in this black cat, but everyone also has to believe that there's a notion or good or bad associated with the black cat. So it has to be a commonly held good or bad. That's interesting. That's like when this individual truth is trying to rise up to the general truth, because like Martin, you were saying before that it's like it's what you believe and it's your placebo and all that. So what we're kind of saying is, okay, where Santi's coming from, if it's irrational, it doesn't make any sense because it's not real. But because multiple people believe it, it's becoming everyone's kind of reality. Therefore, it kind of is real. But now it's not. Because it's at the end of the day, it's fundamentally individual, even though it's inherited from the group. So, like, what are we saying here?
So, okay, I think this is only a semantics discussion.
I'm just kind of spicing it up. Sorry.
I know, but I think this is only a semantics discussion what we're getting into. But I don't think so. Okay, so if we're gonna have reality as an assumed concept, like okay, reality is whatever is true. Let's put that whatever we think is true.
Whatever we think it is, yeah. Like
whatever is true, like regardless of your beliefs, then all the personal beliefs or the personal realities, even if they like match with like widely across the population, doesn't change the real reality. If we assume that reality is what is real.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
Totally.
But it's only a semantics discussion at this point.
Yeah. But not really.
Yeah, wait, so let me just see if I understand. I'm going to put it in like an example. I'm going to put the example and tell you you're going to try to explain it with what you just said. What if there are like this is a very extreme example, but what if there are Al-Qaeda terrorists that want to like commit an act, and they see a black cat. And in their society in which they want the terrorist attack to succeed, they wouldn't associate the attack succeeding with bad luck, but instead good luck. And then while someone from the society that suffered the attack, if they had seen the same black cat, then the terrorist attack actually happened. It was bad luck. So then we get to a point, and I think it's what you were trying to say. It's like there's this reality, but also the same reality like imposes conditions for the believing in black cats being bad luck to be true or not. So if people like start experimenting and do like thousands of experiments on the black cat, in fact being bad luck, and it's always bad, it always leads to bad luck in their society, then they're gonna post it as a true a true like event. But that's just because that society happened to relate terrorist attack to be bad, to be in order for
and I think Yeah,
I
and
just
I
say they're
think that
shitty scientists, man. They're shit scientists, bro.
yeah,
Get
We're
but
not
yourself
real
together.
scientists.
Nah.
I think that's why it's so hard to like say that reality is like real and it's true, because if we assume that, then that general belief, even if it's general, even if all of us, even if all humans, every single one believes the same thing,
Yeah.
it's still a belief. Like reality keeps being reality if we assume that reality is true and whatever.
Yeah. No.
But
Yeah.
aren't there like a bunch of like theories saying that reality is
Yeah, of course.
based
But
on
if we
perception as well and consciousness. So there
yeah,
might
yeah,
be
but
like 6 dimensions and we just don't see the other ones. So our reality is different.
if
So we could
that's
also be
that's what
living. Sorry, man. Go ahead.
yes, of course, but that's why we said, okay, let's take the reality discussion out of the equation, and if we do that,
But it's so interesting, man. What if our hands are in fact a superstition just because our perceptions as humans know that these are hands? But from another perspective, like a non human perspective, our hands are in fact superstitions because they're not always true. And we interpret it
yeah,
like that in our
of
human
course,
minds.
of course,
So, in a
and
way, superstitions, we have no idea of telling if they're true or not.
no, of course, we have no idea whether they're true or not. We have no idea whether unicorns exist or not. We have no idea whether
Oh,
God
we do
exists or
have
not.
an idea.
We
We
don't
do
have
have an
any idea.
You
We
say
think
no, but then what you're kind
we,
of saying is we have no grasp on reality. What you're saying, and
we don't. We
that's a
don't.
bit of a
I
claim.
think.
We don't
No,
have a
no,
grasp of reality.
no,
Is
We
there is
think
no.
this
we do.
still
We
I
think
think
we do, but we
no.
don't.
I think we have a partial. I think we have a partial understanding. I think we do.
Yeah, a partial. Yeah, but if I had to guess, we can grasp less than 1% of reality. If I had to
No,
guess, like
I
way less,
disagree with that as
way,
well.
way, way less.
But no, I'll
I
come
think
up
it's
with
way
so.
less. I think it's
But
very
no,
self-human
I
to
think
Yeah,
that
yeah,
human
yeah.
centric.
no, I think our human ability, like we have like like it depends what you define as reality. Then, if you define reality as the whole universe, sure, whatever, then we're cooked. But
No,
like,
we're defining reality as anything. So have you seen the example
no,
of okay,
no, not anything. Reality isn't anything; it's everything, and that's a difference.
yeah, yeah, but have you okay? So imagine you're a cartoon, right? You're two dimensions. You can only see in 2 dimensions. You cannot see depth. We can see depth. So
Yeah.
we are 3 dimensions. But what if there are other dimensions that we cannot see? What if there are 1,000 dimensions? And in one
Well,
of
but there
them,
are.
in one
Yeah.
of them, you have a little string from a black cat to your foot, and because you saw the black cat, it like pulls the thread, and you fall. That could happen.
Yeah. No,
That's
so
unlikely.
a good
So
example of this is
unlikely.
a good example of this is light. So light, we can only see a very small spectrum of light out of the whole spectrum. Like,
Yeah.
so, like
Yeah. So little.
technically, we are so limited in sight, and that's one of our main sources of understanding and like perceiving environment. But like, we've
Yes.
also got taste, touch. We've also got hearing and smelling. But I wonder, in all of those senses as well, like, are we limited in our perception too? And
Of
then
course.
like, and that's all we have at our disposal. All we have is our like capacity to understand, but also our like our sources of information. So if you don't have anything else, well then, how can you improve further?
You
So,
can't.
but then to say that we have no grip on reality, I think's ludicrous.
We
I
have
think we
grip
have
on our
some,
reality.
We
and
have
to
a
even
little grip.
suggest
On
to
our
suggest what we
reality.
have also. But I'm just saying we do have some grip.
We think we have. We think we have grip. We think we do.
No, like we have some.
We have grip on our reality.
Yeah, we have some. We have some
But if
grip.
someone came up
Some.
to me and said
Yeah.
black cats are bad luck because you don't know what
Then they have no
reality
grip.
is.
That's a good argument. That's a good.
Exactly.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah. I agree. I agree. Could it be real? Yes, it could. Is it likely? No, it isn't likely.
No, from understanding everything else from the eyes, ears, nose, and mouth, you'd be like, nah, mate. Like, come on,
Yeah, no.
on, buddy.
I think what we
Black cats.
can state is that from our
Racist, bro.
understanding of reality, from our perception and what we think we can know about reality, there's no way superstitions are real. But that it's way different to saying superstitions are not real because we don't know.
But we don't know if anything is real in that case.
We don't know if anything is real.
Yeah, reality's. I don't even want to get into that discussion, bro. That's just.
We already did a little bit. We always do.
But we kind of came up with our thing. Is like the limitation kind of theory, I guess, or whatever that is. You know.
And that's for everything. That's why I don't consider myself an agnostic, because I really don't think there's something. But I'm also not an atheist, like, completely, because I don't know if there's nothing. Like, there could be something, but I don't think so.
You don't know.
I don't think so, but there could be.
But doesn't agnostic include the possibility of not there being anything? I don't know.
I'm not sure, and I think again that's just a semantics.
Agnostic means a person who believes that nothing is known or can be known of the existence or nature of God. Which is interesting.
Oh, okay.
And I think that's what you're kind of saying, Martin. Like you can,
that's
you can either disprove or prove.
Yeah. I always thought agnostic meant you think there's something, but you just don't know what.
Well, in a way, that kind of is that is a similar thing. Like,
right.
So a person who if you believe that nothing is known or can be known, is like you feel there may be something, but you don't know. You can never know that there is something.
Yeah. What about luck, guys? What do you think about luck?
See, this is controversial for me, man.
Wait, you believe in luck?
I don't really believe in luck, but I'm the luckiest bloke there's alive. So, like,
wait, I believe in luck.
I should believe in luck, but I don't.
I believe in luck. For me, luck.
What's the definition of luck you believe in?
For me, luck is an objective reality.
Really?
Luck means
What?
For me, luck. Yeah, luck is chance for me.
Okay.
Good luck
you're just taking it to a whole new level. You're just taking it to fucking chaos theory or like hard determinism.
Wait, but what is the difference? Okay, what is the difference between good luck and bad luck?
But just having had worst.
It's the moral judgment.
Yeah, it's the moral judgment of the
like little chance.
Yep.
So there's two parts of luck then. So there's the general truth part is things are random, and then the objective truth or the subjective truth part of the individual is, do I like it? Is it good?
Mm-hmm.
Is that what we're saying?
Yeah. So for any event, there's a likelihood of that happening. That's the chance, and then whether it's good or bad, then that's good luck or bad luck. You could say.
For me,
but I don't know if that's true. I don't know if that's true though.
I'm actually now for this. I believe in luck.
I don't change my mind. The problem with that definition is that it doesn't take into account the context of something happening. So, no, it does. It does. So, for example,
your perception takes into the context, or we hope it does.
So the thing is, okay, let's think about, for example, getting the job you wanted. The more you work towards it, the more you increases the chance of getting it.
Yeah.
So the more you decreases the chances of it being gotten by luck. That makes any sense?
Yeah, because you need to make the differentiation from luck and hard work. Like,
yeah,
I think the differentiation is what's out of your control. If you've worked towards it and achieved it because of your own merit, and then I wouldn't associate luck to that situation. But if something that happened in your favor was away from your control, then that's good luck. If you appreciate what happened.
Okay, so then we do agree that the chance of something happening is the chance of it happening by luck plus the chances of it happening by
Merits and hard work. I don't know how to say it. I don't know if hard work's the word.
yeah, but I get what you're saying. Okay.
And that's why.
Oh, this is
That's
sticking
why,
now.
and this is where the another moral thing comes in, and I would like your opinion. That's why I believe that you should be thankful for good luck, but never wish for good luck. I think being thankful for your good luck speaks of humility, but wishing for good luck speaks of your laziness.
Yeah. I thought when you said wishing good luck, you meant to like somebody else.
No, for yourself.
Yeah, I agree. I 100%. Oh, I agree a lot, but I agree, but that agreeing with that means that you think hard work is a it's something important. Like there's there's a there's good in the hard work. People that don't like capitalism generally think that
Oh yeah.
people that likes capitalism think that work dignifies you sometimes, most of the time, and a lot of people are against that. People that are against that would
Ooh.
probably think that you should wish good luck because you shouldn't have to work in order to get what you want. But yeah, I don't like that. I don't like that train of thought.
I don't know. I don't know so much about that type of thinking. Maybe it's because I've been raised in the capitalist country, or but I wouldn't know if a country without the sense of capitalism would say that you should work less to obtain more. But from gut instinct, I think it's more of like you should work enough to have the minimum, or work enough to have the
Enough to have
enough
enough.
enough to have enough. That's what I was. Not work less
Um,
to. Yeah, yeah. I think that's just contextual. It's contextual, but it's still like hard work might mean for someone to just reach enough to have like a stable life, not necessarily work indefinitely on
should you
hard work.
not wish for good luck about your health?
No,
You shouldn't.
no. What's the use?
What
What's
if
your
you?
wish gonna
What
lead
what
to?
what
Wait,
what,
that's
what if
placebo.
because
That's placebo. That's placebo, man.
yeah, a little bit. What if? But what if, for example, your father has a heart disease that is heritable? Is that how you say it?
Yeah,
Heritable,
heritable. Yeah,
Heritable.
hereditary,
Yeah, yeah. What
hereditary.
if?
hereditary.
What if? Okay, you can get it from your father. What if or your mom? What if they have a disease and you can get it from them? Like
You
because
would
of your DNA. Should you not wish
protect
yourself
yourself.
good luck in that regard?
What's the well? I would say no, because I would say
Okay,
no. I
wait,
shouldn't
wait, wait,
wish.
wait. Let's wishing good luck. I don't think changes anything. It only changes if you believe that it changes anything. I think it's just a superstition.
It is a
Putting that as
superstition.
putting that aside,
What did you say?
um,
Sorry, say that again.
no, that wishing someone or yourself good luck is not going to change anything unless you think it's going to change anything.
Just as placebo, and then you might change your course of
I
action,
don't
or
know. I think this is like to want. I don't know if that's bad. Whether you can control it or not,
Yeah, I think
it's a different
I
topic.
think the least you believe in this, the better, because you start realizing that the better you can do is like do something yourself. Like if you're going to have a heart disease, like do some exercise. If you're not going to get a better job, study to get a better job, or like if you start wishing yourself or trying to like get them from good luck, you're gonna stop trying a little bit, and
Yeah, I
you're
agree.
only going to do worse.
Yeah,
but
yeah, yeah.
and
Relying
I
on
wanted to,
luck is not a good idea. Yeah,
but like I agree with that, Chavi, but I think you should explicitly be thankful for the good luck you've had and recognize
Yeah.
that
Okay.
not everything that you are as a person has come from your hard work. It also has come from chance that other people don't have had the same
Yep.
chances as you have, and you need to take
I agree.
responsibility for that as well by lifting others up if they haven't had
Interesting
that
way to
same.
define luck. Interesting way to define, like how you were just saying, like other people haven't had the chances you've had because you, by luck, have the chance you have. But the way that you find luck or good luck is by defining it in the context of other people's, which is interesting.
Mm.
We're just basically stumbling upon like the main problem that the left and the right face right now. Like, do you have what you have because of what you did, or do you have what you have because of the chances you
Yeah,
get?
I actually studied
And
this at school. This like philosophical concept in Denmark.
oh, I remember.
Wild.
Yeah.
Yeah, meritocracy. Like,
Yeah.
should you should a society be based on meritocracy or should it be on like a social contract? Because not everyone has the same start, and how much does that actually influence where you become? Like, for example, that we were shown like data on the five quintiles of like wealth, and like depending on which one you started, there was data on which one you ended in, and the most typical outcome is where you'd start is where you end. That's the most typical, right? So like if you're in the first category, the least typical was for you to jump from 1 to 5 or 5 to 1. That was the least typical outcome. So like although we love and hear the stories of people like, yeah, like,
Yeah, those
my
are
parents
outliers.
nothing. They're outliers. Like for
Yeah.
example, like my dad is like an outlier. My dad, like when he came to Australia, was literally like he was really poor, but he made like a cracker business. Like he's actually an outlier. Um, which like it's weird because I've grown up in that, but yeah, like the data shows that there is a lot of luck based on where you're born, and that you can't attribute everything to meritocracy. It's not fair,
And
because
it's with
what makes what makes up the way you think, what makes up the way you act, the way you speak, the way like when I went to the uni I went to, because I went to a public school, so the way that people speak at a public school and the way that people spoke from when they were from a private school, I'm telling you, like different English. Like it was just like one was like so elevated and so intelligent. I'm like, the fuck, what's up your ass? Like relax. And then like public school is just like so chill, like Anyways, very interesting, very interesting. But it's exactly what you're saying, Santi, and I agree.
yeah, I think we've agreed both with that. You need to recognize the chances that others have had, and then but also rely on hard work to get along,
Hmm.
to move on.
And
So
this,
we've
sorry,
agreed.
this
I
actually,
think that I know it's a very it's a very simple conversation we've
you
had,
go.
or not simple, but it's been what 20-30 minutes. But I think we've agreed that you can't go full on social contract or just the meritocracy society. We need a sort of balance, and because we've recognized in this short conversation that there is space for both.
Do
Mm,
we have time, guys, to keep the conversation or not?
I'm good. And I really want to quickly talk about something you brought up earlier, Martin, about
Wait, but
capitalism.
Santi, do you have time?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
Oh, you are? Oh, yeah. Sorry, I just said I had time because I'm talking. Yeah, I probably have like 10 minutes or 15 minutes. Um, but something you said earlier, you're like, yeah, capitalism tends for people to be, like, I guess, greedy, or what was it you're talking about? Oh, like
Um,
to like meritocracy. Sorry.
yeah.
It's interesting because the founders of capitalism, it was meant to, like the way that they brought about capitalism was the idea that you could make your own, like you could gain your own depending on hard work, and then you could recognize your privilege and then give back. That's the idea. So, which doesn't happen, but interesting. So, like Santi's saying, you need to be
When you
thankful.
said the creators of capitalism, who are you
Yeah,
referring to?
great question. I forgot his name.
Like Adam Smith?
It might be Adam Smith. I literally forgot the bloke's name. I'm gonna Google it. And okay,
ChatGPT.
he's commonly known as the founder of capitalism. Yeah, I think
Adam
it was.
Smith?
I think it was Adam Smith.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
think so. I mean, when someone talks about like the creator of capitalism, I do think about him, but I'm not sure. Like I read his book like so
yeah.
long ago, but
Focusing the role of the enlightened self-interest. Yep, this guy. This guy.
like, yeah, I'm not sure that's what he means.
Well, that's what he. So he technically, like, he wasn't really the inventor of capitalism, from what I read. He was more a proponent of it because of his theories. His like theories of like trying to be generous and the moral self and all that kind of stuff. It wasn't. This was like a
Yeah, but
bypart of
I
what
I
happened.
think you're misinterpreting a little bit his beliefs. I think what he used to say, for example, is don't like the for example the person that sells meat in don't sells it to you because he's benevolent. He sells it to you because he needs money to buy bread, and the guy that sells the bread doesn't give it to you because he's benevolent. He gives it to you because he needs money to buy other stuff, and everything that you have, no one gave it to you because they're benevolent. They all gave it to you because they wanted something in return, and they are using that they got in return to get other things in return, and that's like the beauty of it. I think the beauty of it. That's
Yeah.
I think that's
No,
what he
you're
meant.
right. You're right. But I guess, like the way that he envisioned capitalism was different to
Okay.
how it is today.
I quickly asked ChatGPT. Of course, it's not the best reference, but here,
Yeah.
let me read what
It's
you
probably
said,
better
Chatty.
than us.
Yeah, here. Yeah. In The Theory of Moral Sentiments, another work by Adam Smith, he
That's it.
discusses the idea of self-interest tempered by sympathy and moral sense. He argues that individuals guided by a sense of morality and sympathy for others can contribute to the greater good while still pursuing their self interest. While Smith emphasized the role of self interest in driving economic activity, he also recognized the importance of moral and ethical considerations in human behavior. Some contemporary scholars and commentators draw on Smith's idea to argue for the idea that capitalism can coexist with a sense of social responsibility where individuals voluntarily contribute to the welfare of society.
Mm,
It's an interpretation of what Adam Smith meant. But
mm. And what I'm kind of saying is, I'm trying to tie to is your belief of being thankful for the luck that you're given, whilst not wishful for the luck that you could have, ties in to a strong, like, I guess,
you should
empathy,
give back.
whilst also fighting for self-interest, which I think is a healthy individual belief.
Yeah, but that goes a little bit, and I found it now to a quote of Adam Smith that was the one I was trying to remember. Um, it's not from the benevolence of the butcher, the brewer, or the baker that we expect our dinner, but from their regard to their own interest.
Yeah. So everyone's self-interested.
Everyone's self-interested, and that's why everything works in a sense.
Correct. But then,
But
okay,
that's weird.
what do we do when we have too much? When we've met our self-interest? That's the
And also,
Yeah,
what's with people like me? Just to give an example, that just agreed that I'm not all that self-interested, and that I would also
why
give
do you work where
away.
you work?
It has to, like, my current position doesn't have like a moral purpose but I am looking. Or
Even
in the
even
future,
even even if you had a moral purpose, that would be your self-interest.
sure. Well, no. I mean, if you work for free, for example, you can work for free in an organization that benefits the poor, then you can be working in that organization not because I mean, there's an argument for that. You're
This
still
remembers
working in
me
it.
an episode of Friends. Do you remember it? When Phoebe and I think it's Phoebe and Joey are fighting over if you can actually do something uh, out of your self-interest or not. Like because whenever you
No.
like give away money, you do it to feel better
Oh,
about giving away money to charity. Whenever you do whatever, you do it to feel better yourself. So
No, I disagree, man. I
in a sense,
disagree. I want,
unless it is imposed, there there's always self-interest
no,
involved.
but like there's easy examples. Like, let's say your sister is doing really bad
Yep,
in an assignment.
yep.
Oh well, I know you're gonna give it the turnaround, man. Your sister's doing bad in an assignment, and you really want to play the PS4, and then she's asking for help, and you end up going in a bad mood, but you still help her out. It's not through self interest, but then now you're gonna say, yeah, because you care about your relationship and you care about your sister, so that
Yeah,
makes you
yeah.
more
That's
happy.
what I'm going to say, and that's why I'm saying unless it is enforced, there's always self-interest involved, and that's why capitalism works that way, and socialism or communism
yeah,
you
I
should
agree.
always have to
Yeah,
be
I agree.
enforced because otherwise people do not follow it because
See, this is the fucked up thing. Like, how crazy is we elect a government on our own self interest to then do things against our self interest? How does that work?
I do that. I would do that. Not with
That
any
makes no
government though.
sense. Like,
But
and that's why, like, governments are shit sometimes. Like, we elect, like,
yeah,
oh, it's so dumb. Like, all this politics and stuff. Like, that's probably the invention of politics. Like, trying to, like, a politician trying to say, yeah, we're going to do all this stuff for you. It's going to be all good for you. And then being like, but this is what you need. So get us in power, and then this is what you need. But that didn't happen. So that's so fascinating, man. And then also just another thing as well to go back. You were saying, like, Santi brought up the example of his sister. And, how, like, what you can do in your own life, and I think this has to be an individual thing, is where you can individually manipulate your own self-interest to be more beneficial to others. So, like, you can cultivate self-interest, which is cool. So you don't have to be stuck or fixed. So, like, for example, like a traditional like self-interest would be, I want to go to dinner because it tastes good and it's for me. Or I want to have a nice dinner. But you can cultivate self-interest to be like, I'm happy. I would rather to give up my nice dinner for the benefit of someone else. For the but that's your now self-interest. You've cultivated a generous self-interest, which is cool.
I
Um,
wait. I'm exploding here. Can I jump in,
sorry, man.
Jay?
Yeah.
Were you gonna say something?
No.
So is the word selfless a paradox?
I think so. I truly believe that. I truly believe that everything you do, unless it is enforced, even if it is even if it isn't self enforced. So if someone forces you to do something and you do it because you're afraid of the consequences that not doing that would provoke, and the fear of that is greater in the priority in your priority list than that thing that you actually wanted to do. So even if I wanted to steal something, I won't do it because it is for my own self-interest not to do it because the consequences of doing it are worse for me than the reward from actually doing it.
Bro, what did you send us, man? The one where Phoebe hates PBS?
That's the Friends episode. You should watch it.
No. So I was looking at I was looking at the person in the front. I don't recognize them. I think it's another actor.
Oh no, it's like Ross, one of Ross' wives.
Go Ross, man.
Did you watch Friends?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Okay, boss. I see that
Wait,
we're
wait,
disconnecting a little bit.
Yeah, I'm dying, man. I'm dying. This has been too much.
Here, I've got
Plato would be like, bro, give me a break.
Let me read one more thing just to close to the argument, because of course there are opposing perspectives to what you're saying, Martin, that selflessness does in fact exist, and those other perspectives are, for example, ethical altruism. They argue that selflessness can exist, emphasizing actions that prioritize the well-being of others without any direct benefit to oneself. Proponents of ethical altruism believe that the individuals can genuinely act for the sake of others, driven by a sense of duty, empathy, or commitment to moral principles. In response to someone who argues that selflessness doesn't exist because every action is somehow for oneself, you might acknowledge the complexity of human motivation. While it's true that individuals may derive personal satisfaction from helping others, the key distinction lies in whether the primary motivation behind the action is well being of others or personal gain. The debate over the existence of selflessness is deeply rooted in philosophical and ethical discussions, and different perspectives exist on this matter.
No, I think that argument lies in a lie. No pun intended. That because it lies on the thought that self-interest means anything. Self-interest doesn't mean a real. It isn't something you could have. Your self-interest could be others. That could be your self-interest. You could, and the fact that you're taking actions for the benefit of others, whatever benefit is, it still indicates that you're doing it for self-interest because it makes you feel good, or you think it's the right thing, or you have to do, or
But that's
whatever
very different.
argument you say to yourself.
But it's very different to say it's a different type of motivation if you say you think it's the right thing or it makes you feel good.
But to me, okay, maybe we're getting into a semantics discussion as always. But okay, what is self-interest for you?
You're my self-interest.
I know if we go through that whole, I won't be able to defend it well because I also like can't see, like I would have to read about this because we've just
No, but
5 minutes just 5 minutes ago I agree. Just 5 minutes ago I said I practically agree to that selflessness is a paradox. So like I'm all around, but I think that like there must be an argument for like real motivation.
Yeah, guys, there's an argument, and it's to make you feel better, to make you think that you're doing something for something greater than your own well-being.
Define well-being.
To make you feel a better person.
Define better.
Yeah, exactly.
All right. Okay. Here, I asked for an extreme example of selflessness. A person risking their life to save someone else in a life-threatening situation.
But wow. If you're so interested in that person being alive, even more than yourself, isn't that still self-interest? I think it is.
But your interests are to stay alive, without a doubt, in that scenario. So your self-interest.
If you're putting yourself in danger to keep someone else alive, your interest is to keep the other person alive.
No, but you're going to go.
Right. This is just
no. It's not semantics. It's not.
It is, bro. Okay,
no, because you don't go into that. No, because you don't go into that situation to save them, saying I'm going to die. In my example, you're going into that situation in the way that I want to live. I want to live more than anything.
No, you want to live more than anything but that person dying. And because of that, it's still self-interest, because
No,
in your
okay, well,
priorities list, you put that person's lives before, like on
But
top
then
of
it's not
yours.
self-interest.
It is, man.
You're prioritizing their life.
no, wait,
But
okay, it is a semantic,
but
guys. Just 1 second. So, self-interest definition: one's personal interest or advantage, especially when pursued without regard for others. Right? So technically, it's not self-interest because there is a regard for others. Right? However, I agree with everything Martin's saying. Still, in principle, in that there is some thing inside of the you are trying to please your interests where and that's just what you're doing. You're just trying to please your own interests, what you believe is good, what you want, what you aspire, whether that's for yourself or for others, you know. But at the end of the day, even if you think it's for others, Marty's saying it's for yourself at a fundamental level because you want to please others. So there's that kind of loop, you know. Is that like if you like for my example, my tata, right? She would rather not eat her food and give it to me. Is that of her own interest? Yes. Why? Because she likes seeing me eat more than she likes eating. Wild. But that's her interest. So that's why she does it. Not saying it's selfish. It is a selfless act, but it is what she wants. So she does. And that's that.
Why'd you say it's a selfless act? Because you both said
So
it's
it's like
self-interest and
selfless,
selfless.
like without getting into the semantics of it.
yeah, it's semantics. Yeah.
So you guys actually agree? You do. Like it just literally.
I agree because I haven't been able to find a way of arguing that selflessness exists.
Well, let's find the definition
I'm
of
trying to
selflessness.
take that position. I'm trying to take that position and trying to defend that selflessness.
A concern more with the needs and wishes of others more than one's own. So the needs, okay, this is again needs and wishes. So like if you define your need, again, let's go back to my grandmother's argument. She needs to eat, but her happiness is seeing me eat. So yes, she is rejecting her own needs, but what makes her happy is not about satisfying her needs, but satisfying others, which is a different type of need of hers. So like you
It's
can
a
kind of
wish.
say the sacrifice of one need meets her other, which is to see someone else, her wishes happen. So like it kind of is selfless. Like it definitely is selfless, but it's not,
But it's
like
also
completely
selfish.
devoid of
It's also
like interest. Like yeah.
at the same time, just because it doesn't affect, just because it affects other people, doesn't mean that it isn't selfish and for your self-interest.
Yeah. Yeah. Man, I just realized something. I'll tell you after the podcast.
Wait.
So the last thing we said is just because something affects other people in a good way, it doesn't mean that it isn't selfish or for your self-interest.
Okay.
So I guess like I reckon the fundamental part of this, the good lesson you can learn out of this, is to learn how to love doing good things for others, because that's completely possible. You can completely satisfy your own needs and desires and still do great things for other people, and it doesn't have to be for yourself.
I have two
That's
examples.
Yeah.
We could go on and on.
Yeah, we
if there's
could.
a person? What if there's someone that has absolutely no interest in any sort of social responsibility? So he's completely self-interested, but believes that in our society, because he recognizes that chances is a thing and that other people have had a bad luck, that he must adopt social responsibility. So he must start changing his ways. Then it's still self-interest because he recognizes that
he
would get more happiness from. Would it be like he would get more?
He would feel less in debt with society if he did that.
Oh, Martin, he did not phrase on a good angle, man.
Hey, Martin,
Martin, you phrase like this.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
sorry.
Oh,
Did
don't
you
be
hear
sorry,
me?
man.
Okay. Yeah, I heard it. Yeah. So he would feel less in depth with society. Okay. And another example. What if there's someone that was born into just a random town where people follow a very strict religion?
Still listening.
Um, I'm thinking. I don't know. I don't really know the philosophy that Gandhi followed, for example. But we're a Buddhist, like where they like let go of every single aspect to follow. So like to
I
follow like a book that
wouldn't be
that.
I wouldn't be able to answer. I don't know enough about
I
that.
mean, either.
But
Me
but
neither.
but if I had to guess, I'd say if they believe all of that, whatever they do makes them feel,
Consequence. Yeah.
yeah, makes them yeah. And I think, yeah, to
But
close to close.
okay, if they blindly followed a book that says everything that they need to do, then it's selfless because they're. But it's similar to what you said that they're being forced to do it by this book.
If they didn't have any consciousness, and they did whatever they did, then I would agree. But because they have
Yes, let's
conscience,
go.
yeah, but
Yeah.
Well, no, but
because
if
they
they
have
follow
conscience,
no, but if they agree that they will do whatever's on the next page without seeing what's on the next page of this book, right? Then
No,
it's
but
selfless.
that's just what they want to do. They want to agree with
No,
that. They
yeah.
they've chosen it.
but
Look,
they don't
I
know what
think
it is. If they agree prior to
it doesn't
flipping the
matter.
page, then it's
Doesn't
selfless.
matter,
But
bro.
I would
Every
ask.
day I decide to do spontaneous shit because I enjoy not knowing. I literally love it. Like I'm like when someone I always do this. I go to a restaurant. I ask the waiter. I'm like, what am I eating tonight? Like, what do you recommend? And then I just eat it. I don't know what I'm gonna get. I could get a fucking toe, but I'd eat it because it's fun, you know. But
Then it's
not
self.
beside the point. I think the only way not to be self-interest is having no perception of self. So if you had no idea of self, you had zero
Robots.
consciousness or understanding, or it's just bang gone.
I
If you have
agree.
even a little bit of perception of self, you are inherently self-interested, and that's okay. Like it's not a bad thing. Like it's not something to avoid. But
I agree.
also, because you're born in a place where you perceive others and other people, you probably have selflessness interest as well, like what you're trying to kind of say. You probably have that because you're born like we're like wired like that. We're wired to think about people around us, and
And the thing I love about this the most is that when you phrase it like this, when you realize that every single action that you make is because of your self-interests,
mm,
now the only thing left to do is to have good interests.
correct. I agree.
Jesus.
What a great way
Relax, Leon.
to end. Where's Chavi? Okay.
All
Do you
right,
want to say goodbye?
Today's episode title is Superstition, Meritocracy, Luck, and Selflessness.
So selfless, yeah. And please watch uh season 5 season 5 episode 4 of Friends. It's a good episode. It ends up with actually proving that selflessness can exist, but I would still disagree with the end of the episode. So
I
please
don't
watch it.
remember how it.
Oh.
Cheers.
Okay. Goodbye. It was a pleasure.
Yeah.
And see you hopefully next week.
All right, bye everyone.